Maternity services in the UK have come under fire after it was revealed hundreds of babies died or were left brain damaged due to failures over the last 2 decades. The COVID-19 pandemic and structural inequalities have also meant some mothers are not receiving appropriate maternity care. Sally Patterson reports.
When Reverend Charlotte Cheshire gave birth to her son Adam in March 2011, she says her concerns that Adam looked unwell were initially dismissed by hospital staff. But 24 hours later, the newborn was rushed into intensive care, and his parents told he might not survive.
To hear that news was just shocking, devastating. How on earth have we ended up in this place after a normal, healthy pregnancy?
Tests found Adam had Group B strep meningitis, and he was put into a medically induced coma. The infection was so serious, he's been left with lifelong disabilities, including autism, asthma, and visual impairments. Now, more than a decade later, an independent inquiry has found Charlotte and Adam were let down by the health trust responsible for their care, along with hundreds of other families.
I was holding myself responsible, and we now know that many of the other families involved in this situation believed that they were the only ones, and either women were being actively blamed or blamed themselves.
The Shrewsbury and Telford NHS Trust was responsible for a plethora of failures in its maternity wards. The inquiry even concluded the deaths of at least 201 babies and 9 mothers could have been avoided with better care. Following the publication, the Trust's chief executive said, "We offer our wholehearted apologies for the pain and distress caused by our failings as a trust."
This may be one of the largest scandals in British maternity care history, but it certainly isn't the only case. Previous investigations have exposed NHS care failures at trusts across the country, from Cumbria to Kent.
Understaffing, lack of ongoing training, and no effective investigation when something went wrong have been identified as key issues. Dr. Clea Harmer is the chief executive of baby bereavement charity SANS. She says while many trusts offer good maternity services, those that are struggling to provide safe care are not being identified early enough.
The moment we only see in hindsight, so we can look in the rear-view mirror and see, yes, that shouldn't have happened. We need to be able to predict the trusts that are running into problems and provide that support before they reach that point.
Dr. Harmer says the COVID-19 pandemic has also exacerbated problems in maternity care more widely, with understaffing at the top of the list.
It's estimated that we're short of around 2,000 midwives across England at the moment. And when you combine that with the fact that the midwives that there are some of them are taking time off because of COVID and are sick themselves, there are real implications for safe care.
Studies have also found that expectant mothers pregnant during the COVID-19 pandemic experienced greater anxiety, depression, and isolation. Sam Heller was 8 months pregnant with her first child, Annie, when the UK was thrust into a full-scale lockdown. When Sam went into labour, her husband Simon was forced to wait outside in the car park.
I was already scared of having a baby before the pandemic because, why wouldn't you be? So to not have him there was really difficult.
Yeah. Simon was eventually allowed into the maternity ward, but Sam's experiences of solo hospital appointments, time-starved midwives, and huge uncertainty is one shared by other mothers across the UK.
There were not enough midwives to help us because everybody was understaffed, either because they had COVID or they were being redeployed to COVID wards.
Research from the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists also found women from Black, Asian and minority ethnic backgrounds reported being even more adversely affected through the pandemic. Dr. Jiva John led the research.
The issues that all women were facing were essentially amplified in these minoritized groups. Black mothers in the UK are 4 times more likely to die in pregnancy or as a result of childbirth compared to white women. And Asian women are twice as likely to die than white women. So these are the disparities that we're seeing.
With the inquiry into what happened at Shrewsbury and Telford Trust shining yet another spotlight on maternity care, a list of 15 immediate and essential actions have been issued for all services in England to follow, from paying for a well-staffed workforce to providing support for bereaved families. Charlotte says those actions must be followed and lessons learnt.
It will still not undo the damage that's been done to my son. It will still not bring back the mothers or children who died, but it might make maternity safer for other women in the future.
Sally Patterson, CNA, Telford.